What's up, guys? Welcome back to Whetto's World. It's your boy Whetto, and I got my man Loki on set with me today. We're gonna dive into what he's got going on. I want to shout out to the sponsors of Cane's. Thank you. Chicken. What combo you picking? You can hit them up here on Telshore, right down the street from me at 1770 South Telshore. Per usual, we're gonna hit you with a quick commercial break, and we're gonna get right back into it. All right, guys, welcome back. It's your boy Whetto, of course, and my man Loki. So we're gonna dive into what he's got going on, who he is, and what he represents in his hustle. So my man, Mr. Logan, brother, what's up? How you been, man? What you been up to?
Been good, man. Just finishing grad school right now. So I'm nice to see you on campus when you were finishing.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on being done.
Thank you. Shout out NMSU alumni 2020. We didn't get to walk the stage, but
yeah,
we'll get it later, maybe in December.
That's true.
When you graduating?
I have this year and one more year, and then I'll be done.
Your master's, right? You said?
Mm-hmm.
What's your master's in? What are you doing?
Social work.
Oh shit! You gonna change the world or what?
Hopefully.
We'll try to.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
At a time,
That's a lot, yeah, for sure, going on right now.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing mostly right now, honestly. Working, going to school, and I through there I have an internship, so I'm working at an addiction recovery clinic right now.
Hell yeah.
So I'm doing counseling and group therapy, and then still making music in my free time and as much as possible.
That's what's up. Yeah, we used to work with Wave on campus, so the risk reduction is a huge. I think we're up in the top 5 rankings of
really?
At least opiate addiction and stuff like that.
That's awesome. That's great, dude. Especially for where we live, opiates is a huge problem. That's actually exactly the population that I'm working with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good too, and there's not. I wouldn't say that there's not too many resources, but it's kind of hard to get a hold of them if you don't know where to go.
Exactly, and that's what social work is all about. Is because right now I'm doing one-on-one therapy, but social work as a whole, you can do therapy, but it's more about working with clients or vulnerable populations and giving them access to resources, like you were saying, and advocating, because even anything, food stamps, EBT, Medicaid, it's there, but the application process is fucking complex.
Dude, you have to have someone sitting there with you to figure that out.
Exactly, and then imagine people that don't have a computer,
right.
or don't have a ride to the office, and now the offices aren't open. So it's so it's about navigating the system, which is pretty cool, So and then also with opiates, growing up, skateboarding and hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Man, drugs. I mean, I've had my own relationship with drugs. I had friends pass away from heroin overdoses. Alcohol-induced suicides. So I feel passionate working with that.
It's definitely a very dark road. If you know anybody that needs some help, please reach out. If they can't, don't be scared. Ain't nobody gonna judge you. If anything, you're gonna save somebody's life. That's some real deal shit right there. But it's good that you're doing that, man. I applaud you on that. That's definitely not an easy task. A lot of patience is involved. Are you doing that? I met you here in Cruces. Are you still primarily located here? Are you venturing out?
No, I'm still living in Cruces. My family's here, my grandpa, my mom, and stuff. So
okay.
I'm posted for the time being. I moved around a lot, before.
Yeah, same.
Colorado, Chicago, back Indiana, but it's I don't know. I'm posted right now, and it feels good, I feel a lot of people, their late 20s, early 30s, they start feeling restless, by so much moving when I was younger. That's kind of reversed for me,
Hell yeah, it kind of gets you no, I don't want to do that anymore.
I'm good. I still want to travel, of course.
Right.
And venture out, but I want to put down roots,
Traveling's kind of on hold for all of us right now. It's COVID.
Yeah.
COVID's no joke, man. This shit's going crazy.
That's true, man.
Well, I think it's kind of getting more of an under wraps. I think they finally figured out an understanding to it.
Yeah.
From what I can see and understand now, I got to be careful being on my phone with Instagram, and nobody's really fact checking any of that kind of stuff. You gotta do your due diligence and research on your own. How are you working around that right now? What do you got with that?
With the COVID restrictions and things like that?
Yeah, do you have because you do paintings and stuff like that too, and then I know you said you're doing school primarily.
So for school the classes are online, but my intern, where I do therapy,
right.
It's actually in person.
Oh, okay.
So we're trying to figure that out right now, but it's in person because people live there. It's a detox and rehabilitation, so they're there, they live there. So it's essentially they're in their own home. I mean, it's a home that's provided for them.
Right.
Really nice actually, but So for me, like I go in and I do therapy with them. So like, and that's really like, so I'm still in person there for right now. And then on the weekend, I still serve at a restaurant. And so like, that's been interesting too. You know what I mean? Like
everything's shut, or are you guys?
We're back.
25% now?
25% now, yeah, as of like last week. But like 50% patio, 25%.
I was gonna say, did you have like an outdoor patio so that way you could still manage a hustle of some sort?
Yeah,
we gotta
exactly.
feed ourselves. These
$1,200
checks, man. One check ain't gonna do shit. We need some more help.
For 6 months, you know. Like it was nice when it hit, cause you're like,
oh yeah, I was supposed to play. A lot of people I don't think really paid attention to. Maybe I should put this towards rent a couple months, you know, or even hell, food. You know what I mean? If you have a bigger family, I mean, I think they got a better tax break if you did that, so you got a little extra, but still.
But still, it's not touching like what you need, you know?
Right. And then, you know, you're kind of conceived as an asshole if you go on about trying to push, I still want to work, I still want to do something, because you got to earn some money. You know, it's kind of a weird situation.
Like you know what I mean? Like people perceive you as like being irresponsible because you're out working?
Right, yeah, because then, you know, they feel like you don't care about the others. So it's like, I got to eat. And you know, I gotta provide for my family too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the hard part that people are putting right now, you know. But I think it comes like also think that it's like, man, at a certain point, like you know, like we all thought like maybe it'll be over in a month, maybe it'll be over in 2 months or something.
Spring break. I thought we were gonna get an extra week of spring break, and then,
dude, and then 6 months later.
6 months later, here we are, like, oh shit.
Yeah. So at a certain point, it's like you gotta like for me, for instance, like you know, I try to be responsible and conscious with everything that I do, but at a certain point, like you said, like I still got bills to pay and money to make, so you have to navigate it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. You got to move strategically, and
it's what you can. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. You just got to be precautionary or have precautions in play, and you know, move with due diligence and making sure that you're doing the right thing, making sure other people are safe. It's a weird situation regardless. But with that, we're gonna hit you guys with a quick commercial break. We're gonna munch on some of this chicken, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. So it's your boy Whetto, my man Loki. This man is on his, how long you been going to school now? A couple years?
In the grad program, a year.
Yeah, so he's on a year venture into getting his master's for social work to kick ass and change the world one person at a time. So my man, it's crazy to see the transition of everything that you've become from, and when you were skating around before I met you, or like when I actually did meet you and you were partying. You know, go around doing dumb shit at parties, beer pong this, and just flip cup that or whatever, but the Grove, Casa B, all these different places. It was crazy. So a long time ago, my man actually out at the train depot, I think is where it was, that you had the first setup for your press?
Well, I think.
Was it the art depot? I'm not sure.
No, like your first shirts, I think, were before that.
Well, no, but I'm talking about for here.
Oh.
Because you were the first one that actually printed some here.
Yeah, so we had the main stem, that was like where Saba and all of us like kind of partnered up. So it was always like Saba's press. So like we had main stem first, which was that spot off of off of like it's like off that by the shell on Solano.
Yeah, it's way yeah.
And then we went to main stem, or no, excuse me, which was the place by the train tracks, like over by High Desert.
Yeah, the Solano in Idaho, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I remember that one. Yeah, on the back, as a matter of fact. Yeah. That's crazy. Shit's wild, man. Wild. And then you printed out some of those, my first ones in this city, at least there. And then from there, you started to move around. You kind of did your own thing for a little bit, and then you guys formed Barricade for a while. That had a pretty good success for a while, then you guys kind of do your own things. What do you have, what's the game plan after? Once you graduate, what's the game plan?
I don't know. Well, like it kind of changed because like West End and Barricade were. I mean, so essentially we went from Main Stem. Main Stem was kind of like a co-op, like an art co-op gallery situation, and then like select few of the artists went to West End Art Depot, which was awesome. Like West End was another like art co-op, and it was just art studios. We had like huge concerts and shows, and like it was awesome. And then we all had studios in there, right? And so like some of us shared a studio in there, including like there was like Saba, Dwarfman, and I, and one other person, just all graffiti writers pretty much, had a studio there. And then like the co-op kind of started to dismantle a little bit, you know, because it's like there the rent was like astronomical. It was huge. It was a warehouse.
It was a big ass spot. Hell yeah, I remember those.
And so like it kind of started to like dismantle a little bit. So then Saba and I decided to open up Barricade, you know, and so Barricade was like, well, we called it a culture shop. So essentially, we sold anything like hip hop, like skateboards, spray paint, markers. You know,
that
like a bunch
whole
of
place, that
things.
entity had its own heartbeat. I think
Yeah.
that place was dope as fuck. And then you've been skating. I think that's where I met you out front of Garcia
Oh yeah.
when you were actually skateboarding off those
Yeah.
little
Those
C-shaped
little
ones.
C-ledges, yeah.
So I met you were skateboarding and shit. So you've been a skater for quite some time.
Oh yeah, since shit, middle school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, holding it down,
Yeah.
kick push the whole way through.
Yeah. So then, like, you know, I was there for a while at Barricade, and then it just got to the point where, like, you know, I had always dreamed of like opening up a shop, you know, specifically like a skateboard shop for me, you know. And selling paint was awesome because I've always painted, so that was the second plus. But then, like, at that time, I was like making my money painting too, and like between like having to be at the shop 24/7, and then also trying to paint to make money, it was hard to be there at the shop all the time, you know. Because it sounds like, oh, you could stay in the back and paint, but it's like, I'm sure you're starting to realize now, like, you have to be up front, you have to talk to your orders, like,
Yeah,
it's a
there's
lot.
more
It's
there.
a lot, dude. You
Oh,
can't-
look, a store. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Then everything behind the scenes is like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but so I realized for me at that time that it just like, it wasn't what I needed or wanted to do, you know. So then, like, if I like try to zoom through it real quick, then like so backed out of Barricade. Saab was still, still doing it a little bit. No, he was still doing it. He opened up a new spot down in Picacho, more like a studio, but yeah, he's still like carrying that flame. And then I went on. I taught middle school. Well, I just painted murals and signs for a little bit, you know. So like Dave's Hamburgers, Habaneros.
I saw you at the Fix over here
yeah,
too.
the Fix.
That was tight. I saw you there.
Yeah, I painted there. So like did that for a while, and then I was like, oh, I want to teach art, and then so because was gonna go to grad school for art therapy.
Okay.
So, but then I was like scared of getting more student debt, so I was like, oh, I'll just teach middle school, and then I'll like use my counseling. It's like I just like Loki being like an art therapist anyways.
Yeah.
Got in the middle schools. Teaching middle school for a while. It was awesome. I love teaching middle school. But then I was like watching how the counselor was able to like move around the system, you know, because it's hard. Like middle school, like schools, the school system is set up crazy. So I was like, started talking to the counselor. Long story short, the counselor had a social work degree, and then so boom, now I'm in grad school for social work. But like the long-term goal is like, I mean, I want to do social work and work on policy and legislation and like program development, you know.
Okay.
So for instance, like music and art right now is kind of taking a backseat. Although I just put out, like, I'm still producing. Like we just put out a full length album. But like,
Oh, so what? Excuse me.
we just put out a full length album. We can
Hell
talk
yeah.
about that in a second. But like, I still want to like eventually. I guess the long term goal would be like to figure out a way to incorporate like hip hop culture, like music, like skateboarding, hip hop, art, making beats into social programs, you know.
That'd be
So
dope.
for instance, like there is some in some cities, like there's this program called Stoked, and then like bigger cities like New York, LA, and it's like an after school program for youth that revolves around skateboarding, you know.
There we go.
So it's like that's what I would like to start doing is like, making an after school program revolving around making beats or revolving around skateboarding or revolving around all the stuff and like not just start a program because like that's what we did with Barricade is like we started from the ground up, like got it running, got everything, but like through social work I'm learning how to like kind of like maneuver through the system and pull funding, right? So it's
That's the way it's at.
you got all these ideas.
Getting grants type style?
Yeah, exactly. Like federal money to like really bring in, or like let's say for instance it could be clothing, like like you could be a mentor to, and that's the thing is like about mentorship to youth that are often go like underserved, because like there's a lot of after school programs for like basketball, sports, like, and which is fine, like I'm not bashing that all, but I'm saying like what about the kids that are interested in hip hop? What about the kids that are interested in clothing?
Hey.
What about the kids that are interested in being entrepreneurs? Like, and bringing like community mentors in and being like, look, like, boom, like here's people doing it in your community, you can do it too, and like instilling, instilling like their sense of empowerment.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know, like that's one of the long-term goals, and also just do like great therapy. I would like to just end up doing therapy and counseling, but like I guess the long term would be like do some shit like that.
That's what's up, man. It's a big bite to get a hold of, but you're obviously moving in the right direction. You have a mission. you're attacking it as best as you can, and it looks like you're kicking ass doing it. You're about to get a master's in it, so clearly you figured out a system that's working. And you know, everything takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it took God 7. So you know, it's all about the process, or as Nipsey would put it, it's a marathon. You just got to pace yourself. You know.
Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Rest in peace, Nip, bro. With that, you know, on the show too, I like to cheers to the success of what you got going on and what you're pushing forward. So you kind of gave us a little sneak bit on an album that you just dropped. So what's going on with that?
Yeah, so it was awesome. So me and
It's probably gonna pop, not to interrupt, but just a heads up.
So I produced an album with my dude Fifth, or with this guy, with my homie Fifth, and I met him in El Paso, and he recently moved to Vegas. But he's like, man, he's crazy. Like he's super talented.
That's
like he, like last year, the year before, you know about that.
All right, cheers to you,
Cheers.
brother. Oh yeah! Oh, there it goes. Always a surprise. You never know. Some of them pop a lot harder, but cheers to the success, brother man.
Cheers.
Go ahead. So Fifth in Vegas. And
yeah, so he's like,
shout out Fifth.
he's super talented, and like, I mean, he's put out some albums before. He played, I forget the festivals, like ACU or something, but so it's like Wu-Tang,
Big bodies.
Lil Wayne. He played, he played with them like 2 years ago. So I mean, he's doing it, you know. So anyways, he came over. We did a couple songs, and it eventually just turned into an album.
That's what's up. And this, where can we listen to this at?
Right now, just Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
That's the way I do it, yeah. I mean, eventually it'll be on streaming platforms, but we put out a physical. Like, I'm all about producing like merch, because like also I think it comes with like the art background.
Right,
like,
right.
Because like, man, music is so crazy. Like, so much music gets put out on the daily. Like, so it's like people will stream your shit and then forget about it because the next day something else will come out. You know. So like what I like to do is like create physical items for my fans or people that listen to my music to have, you know, whether it's like a shirt.
You're doing setups
A
or
hoodie.
like, or you get a combo pack
Yeah,
type
yeah.
thing?
So like I don't have any. I'm sold. I think I might have one in my house. But like yeah, for like my T-shirts where the tag is, I designed and then made these little. Cheers, brother.
Cheers to you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the conversation.
Welcome to DWiW brother.
So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But yeah. So essentially, you get a download card, right?
Okay.
So where the tag is, you get a download card. So it's like they get this, they get whatever the item is, whether it's like a cassette, T-shirt, hoodie, and then they also get the music too.
That's dope.
And so the reason I put my music on Bandcamp is to like, so Bandcamp is essentially an app where like the money goes directly to the artist.
Hell yeah.
It's like the most. It's like I feel like personally it's like the best for the artist, you know. And you can still stream on there. You don't get paid from the streams, but you get paid from the merch.
There you go.
And then getting paid from the streams is minuscule, man. It's like pennies, literally, like fractions of a penny for a stream. So it's like, anyway. So the music right now is just on Bandcamp. That's where the cassettes are and stuff like that too.
Well, goddamn, Loke, you sounds like you got a whole bunch of shit going on, man. You got selling merch tickets, Travis Scott, J. Cole style. That's dope as shit. You're doing big entrepreneurship with trying to help the opiate addiction and mental health crisis, and your social work master classes that you're aiming towards. Got a year and a half left in that. You're painting still. You're still skateboarding, thrashing up. It's crazy, bro. Congratulations, man. I'm happy to see where you're going with it. It's a trip. If you would, let them know where they can reach out if they're looking to try to help set up some music or paintings or however they can do whatever they need from you. Let them know where you're at.
Pretty much the best way to hit me up is on Instagram. I'm not on it as much, but I'm still on there. You know what I mean? Social media, but like just at Loke Loves You. If you ever want to hit me up, that's where all the music is at.
The Bandcamp? What's that one at?
Bandcamp is like, so there's a link in my Instagram, but it's latenightLowkey.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
And there's some stuff on iTunes and stuff too, but the majority of it is on Bandcamp.
All right. Well, that's what's up, man. Thank you for coming. I highly appreciate you being here, sharing some chicken and some champagne with me. Never a bad time with that. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. You can DM me on my Instagram. That's DWiW_clothing. Come see me here at the Industry. That's 1770 South Telshore. Kicking ass every day. Always trying to help you guys stay fresh, save some money, and look good while you do it. Other than that, guys, there's a wrap here on Whetto's World. Cheers.
Cheers.